Hello and welcome to Top Story. Venezuela's President Hugo Chavez has been in the news again over the weekend, this time over his offer to act as mediator in talks between Colombian rebels and the Colombian government. At issue, the release of hundreds of hostages held by the Marxist guerrillas of FARC, among them the Franco-Colombian politician Ingrid Betancourt. She was seized by FARC while standing for the Colombian presidency in 2002. Chavez announced his plan after talks with Colombian President Alvaro Uribe, who said he'd been inspired by the role of French President Nicolas Sarkozy in securing the release of 6 Bulgarian medics from Libya. Sarkozy spoke to both Chavez and Uribe last week and has taken a personal interest in securing the release of Betancourt, who's not been heard from since 2003. Chavez's anti-American populism and close ties with Cuba may make it possible for him to win the confidence of FARC, who have welcomed his involvement, but they insist that there can be no deal unless the Colombian government declares a demilitarized zone and agrees to an exchange of hostages inside Colombia. Well, joining me now to discuss the Chavez initiative and its chances of success is Pierre Rigoulot, a specialist on Latin America. Thanks very much for being on Top Story. I suppose if anybody can convince FARC to release the hostages, it is Hugo Chavez with his credentials in Latin America.
Well, you're right. If it's the real goal of Chavez, Chavez is quite close to the FARC. The FARC themselves say they are for the socialist and so-called socialist and Bolivarian revolution. So there are strong ties, ideological ties between them. And it is said that there is more. I mean, some bases, military bases of the FARC are situated inside Venezuela along the border between Colombia and Venezuela.
And there has been some suggestion in the past that Venezuela's government may have been supplying arms to FARC. Is there any substance to those accusations or not?
I don't think so. They are very prudent, and I even read some interview by soldiers from the FARC saying, oh, Venezuela military are quite harsh with us, you see. So it's one of the problem in this issue. We have all the partners, I would say, of this possible deal very discreet about what they are willing to do. And we can think that Chavez is not especially willing to free the hostages. He is willing to get a posture in Latin America. His leadership can be, we can say that his leadership is challenged by, from the left, by Lula, the Brazilian leader, and from the right by Uribe himself, you see.
Colombia, yeah.
So he has to appear as in the center of this
between the left and the right.
Between the left and the right.
So far, FARC have responded fairly positively to Chavez's offer. They've welcomed it, but they haven't been in contact, as far as we know, and they've been quite tough about the terms. Is there any reason why FARC would be more inclined to listen to Chavez than to anybody else?
As I told you, the closeness, ideological closeness is one of the reasons. And another reason is that there are, Chavez and the FARC have a common goal to weaken Uribe. Uribe is quite led a quite strong struggle against the FARC. The FARC currently are rather on a defensive position, and to weaken Uribe, the FARC as Chavez needs to oblige to force Uribe to appear as a man who doesn't want any discussion, who doesn't want to release the hostages. And in 1 month, you have regional elections in Colombia. The opponents to Uribe, the Democratic pole, is more, I would say, comprehensive to the FARC. They understand more their struggle.
We know that last week the French President Nicolas Sarkozy was in touch with both Uribe and Chavez. How significant has his role been in this, in trying to persuade Uribe to bring Chavez into the equation?
Well, I think the President Sarkozy wants to do something as he did in Libya with Bulgarian
because
nurses.
he's taken a personal role in trying to secure the release of Ingrid Betancourt, hasn't he?
A personal role. I think he's in touch with the Latin American leaders, but I don't think. I think he's cautious because the FARC are not so, I would say, unexpected as Muammar Gaddafi. The FARC struggled since a long time against the legal Colombian government, and they need hostages to reinforce their struggle. And if we can imagine they will release some hostages, and why not Ingrid Betancourt? But it will be very expensive for the Colombian government, because the FARC will gain in legitimacy. You see, their struggle will gain in legitimacy. So we can understand that everybody is very cautious about this deal. President Sarkozy, yes.
I'm going to have to end it there, I'm afraid. That's all we have time for today. Thanks very much to Pierre Rigoldo. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of Top Story. Goodbye.